Setiap orang pakar dalam bidang masing-masing, tetapi masalah yang kita hadapi adalah how to present our works dalam high impact journal. Itu yang ditekankan oleh Dr Thava and team dalam bengkel ini.
The student tell me more about the technical way to write a good quality paper.
Very good feedback that maybe I can apply to students, and also it's good for students to join in.
Bagi saya, bengkel ini sangat bagus dan sangat bermanfaat dan perlu dihadiri oleh ramai, terutamanya golongan academician dan juga pelajar-pelajar, bagi membantu mereka untuk nak publish jurnal mereka.
Their own journal kan, macam mereka study consultant kan, their journal
Bagi saya, bengkel ini sangat bagus dan sangat bermanfaat dan perlu dihadiri oleh ramai, terutamanya golongan academician dan juga pelajar-pelajar, bagi membantu mereka untuk nak publish jurnal mereka.
Sometimes when we write, we think that other people understand, but actually it's not. So the deliverable of the paper is quite important. So that's good about this program.
complex sentences if you are not good in writing English, basic English. Proofreading will not help that. Okay? Trouble in most of them at least. One of my posts always get most engagement is
Sometimes when I try to correct it and you need to change it according to her level.
okay. If it's related to a framework or topic of your study, if you know your problem, if you have deduced 6 different problems, write one at a time.
Nama saya Nur Hidayah binti Cik La. Saya merupakan salah seorang peserta di dalam workshop publication Journal Q1. Pendapat peribadi saya, sepanjang saya menghadiri workshop ni, saya dapat banyak input-input baru, yang mana input ni saya tak dapat daripada workshop publication yang saya pergi sebelum ni. Contoh, sebelum ni workshop publication dia cuma bagi general tips je. Selain pada tu, kita boleh juga bertanya apa sahaja persoalan mengenai publication ataupun journal, memandangkan Dr Thava adalah seorang expert dalam publication. Terima kasih.
Hello, I'm Lee from UTM PhD student. I come for this course conducted by Dr Thava. It is very useful and also very enjoyable. I hope all the others will like to join together this group the next time. So thank you.
Daripada workshop yang saya dah pergi ni, daripada pagi sampai petang memang banyak saya belajar. Mostly saya belajar kenapa paper tu boleh diterima pada Q1 journal, kenapa paper, apa kelemahan paper, macam mana saya nak perbaiki paper, dan daripada hands-on activity tu kita dapat tahu sendiri, kita sedar daripada aktiviti tu, kita sedar oh ni kesilapan kita biasanya buat. Baguslah untuk sesiapa researcher, lecturer ke student ke, memang alhamdulillah workshop ni sangat membantu. I was one of the participants for the workshop today. It's very nice and it's a very good information because today we are going to do a paraphrasing, structuring and editing, and this is a very information tools. So it's reminding that we not just copy and paste, but we have to know how to deliver our own ideas. Thank you.
Planning, you write and then you read more to assure that the results that you get can be justified. Hello, good morning, everyone. Hope all of you are having a great Saturday today. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very good numbers joining us today. So, for those who are still watching us, who are still with us, kindly please be reminded that this particular session works all the way in Facebook Live because I want to make it completely free and completely recorded in Facebook so that there will be a playlist always there in my page so that all of you have any problems, any issues related to journals, related to thesis, you can always go to our page, Proofreading by UK PhD. Just go to my playlist. All the videos will be there. That means throughout this month that whatever I've done, all the tutorials related to journal, thesis, writing, literature review, motivation, my personal tips to graduate before time, getting paper accepted, ISI journal, whatnot. Everything is there in a playlist and it will be further growing. Okay. So I hope all of you can hear me very clearly. Thank you to all of you guys who joined us today. Good morning. So just my personal request to all of you, if you haven't shared the post, I can say who is sharing and who is not sharing. I'm the admin. Okay. So but anyway, please kindly share the session across groups and pages. It's a personal request. It's not compulsory, but it'll be a good gesture for your colleagues and your friends. Also in the comment column, this is a direct, you're basically calling your friends to join you or calling your supervisors or your colleagues to come and join you to see what is going to happen today, to watch with you, to learn with you. So tag your friends in the comment column, just press add and then tag whoever friends you want to tag. Please do that. As much as I want to do it for free, I need your help to reach out to everyone out there so that, we can together accelerate towards completion of our PhD or publication. Okay, so don't forget, please kindly tag your friends. Okay, this is part of a movement that I started. We call it hashtag accelerate. Okay, I also call it hashtag go, but accelerate sounds better. Okay, so therefore, yeah, so thank you for all of you guys who joined us. Don't forget, tag your friends. Okay, like what our friend over here had done. Thank you very much, Ms. Nazura. So she had tagged Norain Shamshina, which is also a friend of mine, Yasmin, Ponsaila, who was also a friend. So please do tag your friends so they now will be able to join us. Okay. So do tag your friends so they will be aware. Even they cannot join now, later on they'll be able to watch. So you're indirectly helping them. Okay, you're indirectly helping them without knowing what kind of help you're doing. Probably they're stuck in doing literature matrix. They cannot even move forward literature review. Probably they're deciding to quit their PhD. Okay, a single gesture would help them to move forward. That's how the world works. Okay, the world works by us helping each other out and move forward together. All right. So very simple thing, hit the share button, share it across wherever you want to share it, and tag your friends. If you're watching mobile, just write a comment here and tag them. All right. So let's move to our main agenda today. Today we are going to look at how do you design literature review matrix and or what you call that table. How do you design this thing? Why is such a big fuss over this? Everyone is struggling over doing this. You know, many people have cried to me before because of this literature review. And whether supervisor or examiners or proposal defense committee, all of them are basically screwing students over literature review. They're getting bombarded like no one's business. Okay, they are getting nuclear bombed, literally nuclear bombed. All right, you have to remember, literature review matrix table design is not only useful for thesis, it's also useful for journal papers. So doing one and learning how to do one is not only useful to present in a defense or viva, it is also useful for your own reference. So later on you will know what you need to talk about. It's basically for your own reference, it's not for them actually. Okay, you might think that what is this guy asking me to do this literature review matrix? You think easy, I want to read 1,000 papers, 100 papers, do this table. You think I got nothing better to do in my life? Of course you have to do, like it's part of your PhD journey, right? I know it's how frustrating it is. I was a PhD student before, so I can understand why do I need to do such a table. Okay, so the answer is very simple, it's for your own benefit. Okay, end of the day, you can have from the beginning of your PhD until the end of your PhD, you can keep the table with you forever. So as the time goes, you can even put a column called on top of reference, you can put a column here. You can see chronologically how is the literature moving for your own reference. After PhD, you throw the table, who cares? Okay, after PhD, you do whatever you want with your life, doesn't really matter. Okay, no one is doing whatever they're supposed to do after their PhD. Not everyone is doing it. Okay, you can start your own business, you can start your own restaurant. I know a very successful PhD student was a client of mine from Johor. He owns one of the biggest CCTV electrical firm in the whole of Johor after doing his PhD. So it doesn't matter. But what is matter now? How you're going to complete? How are you going to complete this PhD? Are you going to quit? No, definitely not. Are you going to graduate before time? Definitely yes. Are you going to graduate on time? Yes, definitely. Are you going to graduate after time? It's okay, no problem. But preferably as soon as possible. You don't want to drag out, drag and drag and drag and drag. Get bombarded from supervisor, get bombarded from proposal, examiner committee, and then get bombarded from examiner, and then go bombarded from supervisor after doing correction some more. How much more to go through lah? So might as well you do it correctly, right? Okay, so that's the whole thing today. Wow, that's a huge amount of tagging there. Miss Ida Rose, thank you. She's bringing a whole army in. Okay, that's excellent. So please follow the same footpath tag so all your friends can join us today. All right, so we're going to talk about literature review matrix table design. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, for those who have joined us for the first time, for those who are actually joining me every Wednesday, every Saturday, thank you very much. For those who are new to this #accelerate session, we call it #accelerate because because I want you to accelerate and complete your thesis and journal as soon as possible. Journal publication and thesis. Why I always encourage both? They both work hand in hand. You cannot finish your PhD without your papers. You cannot finish your papers, your PhD with papers and without a thesis. So both works hand in hand. That's why I help in both angle. All right. So for those who are stuck, this is the link. Free, no charges. I'm not only sitting and motivating you throughout your PhD. There's no point if you cannot move forward. Okay, with just only motivation. So I'm going to motivate you, give you enough tips, give you enough information for you to move forward. Anything beyond that, you're really stuck, then we talk about consultancy. Before that, if you can move on your own, if you can roll on your own, there is enough resources in my group, in my page, and also this playlist. Okay, we are known as the best proofreading firm in the entire Malaysia, and we are also leading in about 28 different countries. Okay, we barely have time to sleep nowadays. Okay, because there's so many people who wants to proofread
from our firm, because they know once they proofread, the result will be excellent. Okay, that's why we can daringly give language warranty. Secondly, the next thing we are doing is thesis consultancy, publication consultancy, and so on. How we can do it? Because I really have, I'm really experienced in this area, truly. I have about almost 60 publication in ISI journals, Q1, Q2 kind of thingy. For some time now, I sort of slowed down my publication because I'm into consultancy now. But I have enough experience in that area. We have worked with more than 5,000-6,000 students now. In total, we have worked over 11,000 documents. We have 54,000 followers, so that is enough numbers already. So if you are stuck, even from today's class, you still cannot move forward, you can always approach me. All right, don't worry about it. Okay, so from here, you can find a lot of classes on Journal Accelerator, how to write introduction, how to write literature review, how to write problem statement. Where can you find these resources for free? It's all free, it's there. All you need to do is just go click this link, go and watch through the videos, learn today. Don't wait, don't give reasons to yourself. Move forward, learn. All right, so this is the right time to learn. Okay. Okay, so now, oh yeah, coming to this. All right, so we have finished all these classes. For this one, we have Journal Accelerator Seminar. This is Thesis Accelerator Seminar. This is beneficial for all of you. All right, so I already finished how to write introduction, how to handle the editor after when he rejects, how to write an effective abstract, how to write a minimum of 3 papers from a thesis. How do you do that? Is that even possible? Yes, it's possible. Just go and look at my video on 21st October. All right. This last Saturday one I had to postpone because I had a workshop for a blockchain company in Johor. So I taught them how to write papers, researchers, pure industrial researchers. So I have postponed that to 4th November now. So this is the thesis part, which I've completed all of this from 11 key habits which enabled me to graduate before time. Examples of literature review, thesis contribution, design diagram. That is very important for YY and proposal defense. You don't want to get bombed, better do that diagram. You won't get bombed. All right. This is last week. Very, very successful until people started changing, their screen wallpaper. Farizan is here with us today, so she is the first one to do that, to change the wallpaper. So top 9 research and motivation tips to graduate before time. This and these are different. This and these are different. These are things that I did that enabled me to finish my thesis in 2 years and 6 months. All right. So today we are going to look at how to design a literature matrix. Next Wednesday, we are going to look at what are the main aspects of a paper getting rejected. And then 7 November would be on how to write problem statement. Okay. All right. So don't worry, if you have any questions, you can ask as we go. Okay. As we roll forward, just ask your questions. Okay. Still not too late. Make sure you share the session. It's a request from me so that all others can join today. And don't forget to tag your friends, tag your colleagues. Okay. Where do you find all these tutorials and all this thingy? All these videos and daily tutorials? Very simple. Go join Effective Academic Writing. We have 32,000 members now. You can even find a lot of tutorials from Dr. Herol as well. He's a very dearly friend of mine. So we are together hoping to help a lot of students out there. Okay, business apart, genuinely helping apart. All right. So we have 32,000 members now. You can scan and come and join our page, like our page where you're currently watching the video now. Make sure you like the page. So every session when I go live, you will be able to watch, you will be notified. So suddenly you forget to open Facebook, you will still be notified. So make sure you like our page, make sure you follow our page. All right. Just scan this thingy and you'll be able to like our page. All right. Okay. Now let's start. Where to find literature? Where do you go and find literature? Literature. Where to find these bloody literature papers lah? Where to find all this? How much more to find? Yeah, tired already lah. Really, seriously, damn tired. Okay, I know, I can understand because I was there as well. All right, I was there every day. I work 15-16 hours easily during my PhD years. Okay, and until now I cannot stop working. Permanent head damage already. Seriously, until now I cannot stop working. My brain still, keeps rotating all the time. Unfortunately, okay, it's actually a disease, to be fair to everyone. All right, so these are all the open access journals. That means you don't need Sci-Hub. Okay, I'm not going to say that word loud. Okay, you don't need that. And then also you don't need to go and ask from ResearchGate lah, from doctorate support group lah, Effective Academic Writing lah. You don't need to go to academia.edu, request for papers, ask your friends and so on. This open access means it's open, free. You can just go and download. Okay, you can just go and download, no issues at all. All right, so you got MDPI, you got IEEE Access, you got PLOS One, you got scientific reports. These are all mostly ISI. I don't normally quote Scopus unless they are reliable. Okay, that is, I'm very a bit careful there. Okay, then you have all these hybrid. So most of them are closed. You don't need to pay a single penny to publish. So that means you got to pay to read it. Okay, this one you got to pay to publish. So you don't need to pay when you read it. This one you don't pay mostly when you publish. So when you read, you need to pay. As simple as that. Okay. So, but these are some of the most reliable publishing houses that you can go for. That means you can assure that these journals would not be as listed, won't be listed as predatory journals that you can rely on. So you go and try to Google your papers from these journals. If you cannot get from these journals, then you go and find other journals. Okay, these are very good. These are very good companies. Okay, they really maintain their quality. Elsevier, I don't need to mention, they are the biggest in the world right now. Okay. Okay, where do I actually go and find all these papers? So these are the papers, these are the publishing houses that I can go and look for papers. Okay, Springer, Emerald, Elsevier, Sage, Taylor and Francis. There are more. There are RCS for chemical. There is IEEE is here, but IEEE is huge. There's another body for mechanical, there's IET as well. So there's so many different bodies, but these are the most familiar one. These are publishing houses with many different journals. All right. You can go and look for journals in this database. You can go to Clear Web of Science, which you can find only ISI papers. You can go to Scopus, which you will find Scopus and ISI papers together, because most Scopus are already ISI or will be ISI. So it'll work like that. All right. Then generally you can find everything in Google Scholar. I like Google Scholar because I'm not worried of predatory journals. I'm not worried of scam journals, because I know what I want. I only read journals from the journals that I want to quote, to cite. Okay, I'm very, very particular of that. Okay, so I can see a lot of tagging going on. I can see a lot of people sharing and tagging. Thank you all very much. If you have any questions as we go, please kindly ask. Yeah, so this is where you can go and read most of your journals, and these are databases that you go to. Okay, so now once you go to all these databases, you collect all the papers, you collect, and then you keep in a folder, and then you just forget it. And then you imagine that someone will do the literature review for you. So that happens quite frequently, as far as I can see. Okay, please don't do that. I know it's very fun to open paper and see, oh, I found the paper, and then you download, and then you keep, and then you download, and then you keep, and then you download, and then you keep. Who does that all the time? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, comment who does that. Just say I do. Okay. Let's see who always downloads, saves the paper, and then don't really reads the paper. Hi, good morning, Chairman. Thanks for joining us. So for those who actually saves, it's like achievement kind of thingy, and then don't reads it. So please comment in the column. Don't feel shy. So we have Miss Ganti Modi here, me doctor. I do, yes, I knew it. Okay, then we have Miss Zizi. Oh man, this is a lot. Oh my, I do overloaded. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is unbelievable. This is just, oh, are you talking about it? Oh my. I thought there'd be 4 or 5 guys who commented, but looking at this, my God, man. Oh God. Oh. Oh, okay. I can't show it anymore. Guilty as charged. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So now I can see why literature review is such a problem. So from this I can see, wow, I do that, forget about it. Wow, okay. It keeps coming. The comment column, you can see down there. Okay, so it's okay. I used to do that as well, but I try my best to read. So as part of my session that I always share, read 1 paper per day. Keep it as compulsory thing for you to read 1 paper per day, because literature review is only literature review if you do the review. It's not called literature review if you download and save the paper. It's called only literature saving. It's not literature review. Okay, so you must understand that. All right. No, you must say compulsory. Say how to overcome this. Compulsory, make it a habit before you go to sleep or in the morning. or whenever, whatever happens, you don't care after your dinner, after your lunch, after your prayers, whatever, after your prayers, that's the best thing. You're so in peace, right? Whichever religion, doesn't really matter. After prayers, read and open and read the paper. Say, okay, I'm done. I'm solemnly peace now. So, it's a very peaceful space. Take a paper with you. Go and read it. Why not? It's a quiet space, right? Read a paper. Make sure you finish it. That's a very good thing for you to do. Why not? Okay, it's knowledge. Read the paper. Make sure you read it every day. Okay? So that is a very good example or tips I can give you. Okay, so like I say, literature saving. Okay, it's not literature review. Okay, so okay, this part is done. Now let's go to examples I'm going to give you today. Okay, so don't forget, the best time for you to read your paper could be after your prayers. I know that a lot of Malaysians are very, very religious, okay, which I really love it about. So please kindly take that moment to, after you finish your prayers or something, you can read your paper. Keep it compulsory. Or in the morning before you go to work, read a paper. Or after work, when you're going to go to sleep, I don't know if it's a good time to read or not, because that's the best time to scroll through Facebook, scroll through Instagram, and waste our time before we go to sleep, right? I do the same as well. That's why I wrote a post yesterday. If you're reading this, you're not writing. Okay, I mean, in a post in my Facebook yesterday. So yeah, but unless if you really very hard when you say, no, I don't care, I don't want to go Facebook, Instagram, I want to read at night, then read at night. No harm. Okay. All right. So now coming to our example paper 1, we are looking at just example. Observations of students with learning disabilities in general education classrooms. This is a paper that I looked at recently. It's a very old paper, very good paper as well. This is a qualitative, quantitative, a bit cross-sectional mix. All right. So it's basically observing students with learning disabilities. Okay, in general education classrooms. All right, general education classrooms. So I read this paper and then I did my own review. Okay, kind of review, right? The journal is Exceptional Children. Quite an old paper, 1993. This is how you do a table. Very simple. This is the most comprehensive table. Health-wise, public health could be, you might have public health or medical sciences, you can have more criteria. Okay, but generally this is what you must have all the time. Okay. Okay, so yes, this is a very good suggestion. Take a moment after prayer to read a paper when your heart solemnly at peace. Okay. Okay, literature saving. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think all of you have the same habit anyway. Okay. If you need the paper, please kindly PM me. I'll share the paper with you guys. All right. So what do you do now? Okay, this paper now, the citation is Macintosh, blah, 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 1994. I think all of you know this. It's just the general citation. Paper number 1. Okay. The next thing you need to do is either you need to quote the research questions or research objectives or the purpose of study. Because all these 3 information, sometimes you can find, sometimes you cannot find one of this. So how do you replace? You replace with one of it. All right. So your supervisor might ask, why suddenly one part you do research question, one part you do study purpose? You can say, okay, you know what, these papers don't never mention the research questions. I cannot simply quote research questions, right? Certain papers they won't mention. Certain papers they will say, this is what I'm doing, purpose of study, full stop. Okay, so you can take one of it. All right, one of it. If let's say supervisor say, oh, no, I want it to be consistent. Then you just go with purpose of study lah. Study purpose lah. That's simple. Every paper will have purpose of study. You can deduce your own purpose of study. All right. So like in this paper, the purpose of study is how do teachers' behavior toward mainstream students with disabilities compared to their behavior towards students without disabilities, as well as interactions between students and between students and teachers. So what they're talking is they want to observe how disability students perform in a class, in a particular class, compared to normal students, and they want to look at interaction between students and students, normal and disabled students, and the disabled students and teachers. That's the whole purpose. Since I told you this is not a quantitative study per se, so the independent variable they have mentioned it to be general or students with disabilities. All right, MSLD. Then dependent variables are teacher to disabled students, students to disabled students, disabled students to students or activities. To know better, you have to read the papers. Okay. So these are the dependent variables. Is there any moderator mediator? None. Why moderator mediator is an important column? Because nowadays we are way beyond independent variable and dependent variable based study. Now we are looking about sequential moderators, serial mediators, serial moderator, parallel serial mediators. All kind of crazy stuff. Artificial neural network based analysis. We are actually going way past smart PLS or NVivo already. We are looking at mixed method and all kind of mixed method. Big data analytics and so on. All right. So therefore, this is an important column if you want to have. Okay. If you are doing qualitative studies, then don't bother about this. You can change this. If you are doing qualitative study, you can change this to themes. What themes they are focusing on? Because themes will be your variables, right? Okay. Next thing is, okay, now looking at what is the sample number? What kind of samples they're using? Like, what is the sampling? So from this paper, looking at 60 from general education, social studies, and science studies. Then, in terms of, these are 60 students. In terms of teachers, they pick from grades 3 to 12, 20 teachers per elementary, middle, or high classes. I mean, the sectors. Okay, these are the samples. If you want to include demographics, you can include, because if demography is important for you, then you have to include. So demographics here is 21 females, 39 males, representative of district, even representative of district race. They're talking about 21% black, 50% Caucasian, 23% Hispanic. This is as detailed as you can go. Why I go so detailed? Because it depends upon your study. Which one is key for you, important for your study, you take that. All right, as simple as that. Okay, analysis will be important. In this case, they use hierarchical multiple regressions. Then they did a meta-analysis of their study, plus 3 prior studies weighting results by sample size. That's the analysis. Okay. Going to key findings. Few teacher behaviors and classroom practices were different for the two group of students. Okay, certain teachers' behavior and so on. But differences were found in the students' behavior. Okay, in the disabled students' behavior. That was the key finding. Overall, students with disabilities interacted with the teacher, other students and class with teacher. However, other students and classrooms activities at much lower rates than did other students, normal students. Okay, these were the key findings. Then we have a critical review. This is important. A critical review should come from your own words. How can you do critical review? Download literature review and you save in the folder. Critical review won't happen like that. Okay, you have to read the papers. Okay, you have to read the papers. Remember, it's not literature saving, it's literature review. Read 1 day per paper. Okay, as part of hashtag accelerate movement, you have to read 1 paper per day. It's compulsory for you to read. You must read. You like it or you don't like it, you have time or you don't have time, you eat or you don't eat, make sure you read 1 paper per day. Whether you glance through, whether you read in detail, whether you just read the abstract, I leave that to you. Okay, be truthful to what you read, because you must remember, you're only being truthful to yourself. Who is going to fail end of the day? You are going to fail. Who is going to succeed end of the day? You are going to succeed. There's no point you hiding, not doing, saving, all these things that you're doing. It's only putting you into more trouble, my friends. Okay? So please make it compulsory to, I can tell you one important thing. Your PhD won't be smooth. It will be hell if you don't read papers. If you don't do literature review, your PhD is going to be crazy. Especially if you meet a very, very professional, highly expert examiners in your viva, they will take you for a ride. Okay, so be careful there. Make sure you don't do literature review saving. You do literature review. All right. Okay, so there's a question here. Critical review, how to do? Very simple. Critical review is usually you're comparing apple to apple. Okay, you have already planned to do, let's say example for this study. Okay, let me go back to my nasi lemak context. Okay, I normally use nasi lemak context, which is very good, very good. Okay, so now let's say a guy okay, there's a study that's going on. Which mode gets to the nasi lemak shop much quickly? Okay, for those who are not from Malaysia, who don't know Malaysia very well, nasi lemak is the most important dish, okay, for us in Malaysia. All right, so let's say all of us are planning to go to nasi lemak shop, and then each study have different perception into getting to nasi lemak shop much more quicker. So Abu is saying that no, you take a bus to the nasi lemak shop, you get there quicker. So his methodology is taking a bus. Mutu is saying no, you take a car to the what do you call that, to the nasi lemak shop. So his methodology is a car. Okay. Then Chong is saying no. Assuming you are Chong, Chong saying no. Walking is the best to get to the nasi lemak shop. That is the best. Objective of your study should be a healthy way to get to the nasi lemak shop. Example, a healthy way to get to the nasi lemak shop, or the efficient way for a human to get to the nasi lemak shop. Example. So then what you can do, you can say, okay, you know what, this guy took a bus, this guy took a car, but I propose we walk to the nasi lemak shop, because you know why? Bus could get you there earlier, but however, the missing items is the bus can spoil, the bus can break down, the bus engine might explode. Example, there's a lot of maintenance and services involved for buses, which is not very cost effective. There is a lot of stops that is in between bus stops that buses stop wasting time, and then on top of all, you don't walk, so that is bad. It's not good for you. Health wise is not very relevant, because you're going to eat nasi lemak and the calorie is very high, so you're supposed to have physical activities before you eat nasi lemak. Okay, so that is how you do critical review of going via bus. Then you have going via car. Okay, you're being critical of someone, you're going via car. They say car, same thing also, similar thing. Only thing is there's no bus stops. However, the maintenance and service is going to be there. It's not healthy because you are driving. Of course, there's no bus stop, so you can save time there. But then all these other additional things that you have to pay, you although you get there quickly, but there's no physical activities. So these are the bad things. Okay, why do I propose walking is the best way? Walking is good because there is no services, there is no maintenance, it's cost saving, it's your own energy, you burn energy, so you can eat as much nasi lemak as you want. These are critical review. How you critically review them and tell that you are great. This is the best way I can explain to you. All right. Any questions there? But this is the easiest way I can explain to you how to do critical review. This is critical review basically. Always when you do critical review, come back to nasi lemak shop. Okay. Okay. So now, all right. So this is the best way. All right. So that is critical. So in this case, this critical review for this particular study, I reviewed that these teachers were not randomly chosen. They were not randomly chosen. Results are only relevant for classroom context, social studies, and science classes. Okay, not relevant for any other context. So this is my critical perception towards this paper. All right, so let me look at some questions. Dr. Thava, if we found quanti, quali, and mixed method papers, do we need to separate the table, or we can combine into the same table? How do we arrange all the papers into this table? Follow the year, okay, that depends on the study. You can go through chronological order. You can go through methodology base. Okay, I first review quali, and I review quanti, and I review mixed method. Okay, it all comes down to your own study. Okay, chronology will be a good way to go. Though. Okay. Then we have another from Ms. Dian. Do we compare the method only critical review, or what about the results? Then yeah, definitely you can. So as I told you, it's not only method. If you go through that, the results of that is you are not being healthy. Okay, like if you take a bus, the result of that is you'll be wasting time because you're waiting at every bus stop to get to the nasi lemak shop. So by the time you get there, nasi lemak could have finished. All right, so that is all the results, right? That's how you have to describe. You cannot just describe the method without the results. It comes hand in hand. Okay. Doctor, would it be necessary reading journal article only? It could be white paper. Yes. Literature review includes what? Includes journal paper, includes white papers, includes world report, annual report, statistical report, government policies, what else? Blueprints, thesis. This is literature as well. Conference papers, anything that is published except Wikipedia or online websites, I think you can use as literature as long as from reliable sources. If it's from guy who doesn't know anything, from someone like me, it says in Facebook Live, you go and quote, Dr. Thava, Facebook Live mentioned this, year 2020, 31st October. Cannot lah. Okay, cannot lah. I'm not that big, for you to go and quote me in reference list. Okay, but it has to be reliable, and definitely you can go. No problem. Trying to minimize the feeling of guilty doing literature. Yes, you can. Okay, how many articles do you, Doctor? I reviewed 1,200 articles. Do you want to do the same? I don't think you want to. I have reviewed more than 1,200 articles in my PhD. That's why when I went for my Viva, I knew more than the examiner. Okay. The motive is you must know PhD means you are subject matter expert in your own area. Not everything, in your own area. In your own topic, in your own title, you are the subject matter expert. Have you exploited and explored and exhausted, explored and exhausted all the literature related to your studies? Then only you can say enough. How much is enough? There is never a number. Some people say 30, some people say 50. That's wrong. Literature review is only finished for your own benefit once you finish all the papers that is been published in your own areas. Because then only you know everything. You know that you never left out any results, so that you won't get boomed in Viva. You never know, right, how it's going to come. All right. So thank you very much. No problem. Then we have Miss Ganti. Can we customize table account? Yes, please do. This is a very comprehensive table. You can customize according to how you want. We have another article. We are not done. We have another article. How do you effectively, Miss Chitra, how do you effectively signpost from paragraph to paragraph when you write your LR? I find it. Any tips? Can you explain a bit more? I don't really understand your question, Miss Chitra. Please ask again. For those who haven't shared the session, please share. You can see how beneficial the session is. You can never get Asilama session anywhere else. Okay, in terms of critical review. And please tag your friends you haven't tagged. So if you just joined us, please tag your friends so they can join us as well. And please share the session, guys. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to another journal. We have another question. Dr. T, for thesis should discuss literature, mention again literature table. Yes, that's okay. This table is not for you to just put there and let people read your table, After you put the table, make sure you explain everything in the table. Remember one thing, when you put a figure, a table in your thesis or a diagram, whatever, like anything you put in your paper, graph, diagram, picture, infographic, table with information, make sure you explain each and every item in that table or in the items. You must explain in your literature. That is part of your responsibility when you write. If you don't explain, you are in trouble. Okay, if your examiner or your supervisor is as fussy as I am, then you are in trouble. Okay, I'm like this because of my supervisor. All right. Let me see. Anyone else? All tagging. Thank you very much. So we have another comment here. Doctor, do you speed reading or read the paper thoroughly? Depends. If I look at the abstract, not so relevant, I do speed reading. If you look at the abstract, very important, then I go in detail. Like I said, PhD is about independent research. You decide what is best for you. As long as you don't do literature saving, you do literature review, then it's good enough. Okay, so we have Ms. Chitra, assign posting as in connecting one paragraph to the next for connectivity and relevance. No, yes, that's important. You paste everything first and then you paraphrase. Okay, and then you paraphrase, but make sure when you paraphrase, you know paraphrasing very well. Don't paraphrase something out of context. And then only you start connecting everything. But get all the information in first. Okay. Okay, we have another question. Dr. Thava, how you pin the info from your 1,000+ review in your head? I tried to read a lot, then I can't remember. Then I keep reading it again. Actually, because I write papers. From every papers I do review, I write another paper. I do review because whatever paper I want to write, I go and do literature review. Because my thesis, the way I brought it was I write all the papers first, then I write the thesis. I wasn't bothered about, to be honest, I wasn't bothered about my thesis at all. Because by the time I went to my thesis, I had 12 papers. I just paste everything inside my thesis. My literature review, all I did for my papers. Okay. So when I need information, I go and read the papers. And then I already saved all the papers. Of course, I forget. We are all humans, can Forgetting is part of our nature. We're supposed to forget. If we don't forget, we become robot again. So it's okay to forget. Don't worry about it. But what is important is you must organize all your literature. Let's say you have a topic on information management. You talk about information system. Information system, maybe you can save according to topic or according to publisher, so that when you want to go and search, it's easier for you to search. All right. So you have to manage your own database. Yeah. Okay, so before I could take next question, let me just finish this first. So this paper is on information system capabilities and firm performance. You guys can keep asking. I'll go through the questions later. As long as you guys stay with me, don't leave yet. Stay with me. Information system capabilities and firm performance. Information system being your Microsoft Office lah, your Microsoft Word lah, Turnitin lah, all these kind of things. Then the paper is about opening the black box through decision-making performance and business process performance. For those who have joined me in my workshop, Q1 workshop based on Elsevier template, all of you would have been very, very familiar with this paper. This is a paper that I use one of the papers to benchmark. We have more papers to benchmark now. As we go next year workshop or end of this year workshops, we'll have more papers to benchmark. So this is the paper where benchmark to create an Elsevier template for you to write Q1 paper. If you come to my workshop, you'll get a template to make your life easier. Okay. So this is the paper that I've personally reviewed very well. So let me look at the table now. Let's look at the table together. Okay. So this is a citation as usual. Okay. Here, research objective, research question, or study purpose. The purpose here is to investigate the impact of information systems on firm performance through the influence of decision-making performance and business process performance. That means it's investigating information system and its impact towards firm performance by using the influence of decision-making performance and business process performance. Okay. Independent variables here is information system infrastructure, information system HR, human resource, information systems administrative capabilities. All right. Dependent variable is firm performance. Moderator, mediator, yes, there's business process and decision-making process. This is serial mediators. One of the very complex paper with serial mediators. Sample is using 3 CTOs, 6 business professionals to design instrument. After that, they went to 800 firms randomly sampled with 204 participants. Okay. Maybe you can even do this as well. I don't know if it sounds crazy. If you really have time every day, when you glance through a paper, when you read through a paper, you can even do this table for all the papers that you read, the important ones. Just keep doing this, and you just reuse it whenever you need, only according to your literature, so that you don't need to go and find, and then you have the habit of just saving, not opening, and so on. So you can make a compulsory thing to do this. All right. And then sample with 204 participants. Demographic is all firm employees. Analysis, first they ran CFA, then they did CMV, followed by hypothesis testing. The key findings is test results obtained to confirm the proposed serial mediating model played a critical role in the human resource and administrative related IS capabilities to improve firm performance. However, infrastructure did not have a much impact with the 2 mediators. That's one of the findings. Okay. Critical review here is the validity is only limited to Turkey. Single responders from each company doesn't provide a precise perception of every individual organizations. Okay, they only took 1 employee from each organization. Over 800, and some they drop. You have to read the papers to get full details. This is how you fill up literature matrix. This is the key items you need to have. Okay. So let me see. See a lot of questions here. Let me see. Wow, very quickly. Okay, let me see here. Yes, what we did 3 months ago, forgot already. Exactly. So better if you do these kind of things. Yes, Miss Hamida said it very right. When you paraphrase for literature review, make sure you get a good paraphrasing firm to paraphrase. Because don't use software. Don't rely on Quillbot. In the past 3 months, because of wrong selling in Facebook, saying that Quillbot and Grammarly will fix everything, your thesis will be done, I have seen several failures and several major corrections already. Students don't even realize that they're going out of context. Please, you must only use Grammarly or Quillbot or whatever bloody software out there, only if you understand better than the software. I can use because I know better than the software. Grammarly and Quillbot, when it goes wrong, I know when it goes wrong. A part of my workshop, I also teach that. I show them real life examples, see how things can go wrong. Okay, I've seen papers got rejected, thesis got major correction, thesis even failed. Okay, because of Quillbot and because of Grammarly going out of context. They don't realize that because they're relying on the software. They don't know when they go out of context. And when you skim through the whole thesis through Quillbot or the whole literature review, you have no time sometimes, or you feel very tired to read and trace out one over one contextual problem. I have real life experience in this, so please don't risk it. Okay, next thing, okay, here. How important is theory searching or topic searching? Theory searching is very important. Without theory searching, you cannot establish your study, right? Unless your study is focusing on contributing to theory. Okay. We have a question. When is your next workshop? I work very closely with Dr. Asma Hani. She is my sort of workshop organizer because she organizes very well. So you can PM me. I'll give my her contact. You can talk to her directly. Okay, she'll organize all my workshops. All right. Then we have for Miss Kalpana. Is there a limitation citation in the paper by chapter? Sometimes certain theses, like my thesis, I had about 180 to 200 citations roughly. You cannot have too many also, right? So you take the right one. You can have an estimate looking at other theses. That's the best. Okay. Please share today's material. Like I said, please PM me. Don't put your email address here. I won't be able to trace out. There's so many comments already. Okay, so please PM me. Here we have some papers has no specific framework hypothesis. How do you identify the IV and DV? If you cannot identify, it's okay. You just follow their theme or their research for scope. Okay, it's fine. I've seen those papers before. I've done this since, yes, Miss Sue, always. I know you'd have done, no problem. Okay, so we have next one. How to manage the literature review chronology base. We read, then we do the table of metrics, followed by writing the rephrase John point that we found in the paper, or just read and fill in the table of metrics. I think you have answered your own question, Miss Farah. All you need to do is read the paper, fill in the blanks. Okay, where do you go and find this information? Let me tell you. These are the key tips you need to follow. I know this question will come, so I already prepared. Read every section in the paper. When you decide literature metrics, you must read every section. You must pick up key literature from a paper as well. So you read one paper, you know this literature very important for you, this kind of literature. Pick that out. Go and read those papers as well. We call that pearling process. Okay, pearling process. You take out the literature from this paper and you go and read further. All right. Next thing, you analyze the objectives or purpose of study. You must analyze that. Otherwise, you don't know what you're reading, right? Next thing, you must analyze the solution or framework. If there's no framework, analyze the solution. All right. Then you analyze the method, and thereafter you analyze the results and seek for limitation. Limitation is where you can find most of your critical review. And then present a critical review. These are the steps you need to do when you read a paper. All right. Okay, thank you, Miss Fatima. Agree on Quillbot. Please be careful. All right. The another one also agree about about Quillbot and Grammarly. Don't get, I shouldn't say cheated. Don't be a prey of people selling things wrongly. You have to do your own investigation. Quillbot and Grammarly will never replace a proofreader or paraphraser. If they already replace, I'll be out of business. Okay, if to tell you the truth, I only got busier after having Grammarly and Quillbot because these software are smart. Okay, I'm not saying they are dumb, but they are artificially intelligent. They can never replace us people, you and me, who are actually intelligent. You must only use this software, Quillbot, Grammarly, Scholarly, whatever, ref and all these things to help you, not to make you dumber. Okay, you should be able to be better than the software. Only then you should use the software. If you're not better than the software, don't use the software. Talk to human beings. Don't talk to software if you're not better than the software. Okay, so be careful there. I've seen a lot of failure already. All right. Helpful to identify gap theory analysis and variables gap. Okay. Yeah, Grammarly is also only, and the dangerous part, it goes out of context. Be careful there. Yeah. How to choose quality articles? You have to go back to here. Okay, go back to the beginning of my video. I've already explained this. All right, Miss Nur Farhana. Then we have another question. Dr. Thava, can the literature matrix be put into chapter 2 of the thesis as tables? Yes, definitely. That's why the whole class is about. Yes, definitely. Okay, watch through my whole session. Yeah. Okay, we're not done yet. Please wait. If for those who just joined us, for those who are still here, you know how you helpful this session. Please tag your friends if you haven't tagged. Please share the session if you haven't shared. Please share. Okay. Okay, now the question is, when do I do this literature matrix? When do I do? This is our 11 steps framework that we have diced and sliced the steps to get a whole PhD before time. Okay. So you don't do the literature matrix when you do in your step 1. In your step 1, you do 10 pages preliminary proposal. Let's say you're in PhD proposal stage, you already finished your chapter 1 to 3, your supervisor rejected, you throw it at your face, say no, not good. Because you never do step 1. That's the problem. You should give a definitive basic idea to your supervisor first before you go to step 2, full proposal consultancy. Full proposal chapters 1 to 3. In this proposal is where you must have a literature matrix. Okay, this is where you must have a literature matrix. Once all these are done, only you must do your proofreading. Don't do proofreading much in advance. Don't waste your money. Okay. And use Grammarly or Quillbot only if you're better than Grammarly and Quillbot. I'm not against the software. The software will not going to eat into my capability or what my firm can do. That one everyone knows. I'm not bothered about that. But I only feel sad, okay, truly sad for people who actually fail major correction, get paper rejected all out, although paper is very strong, have to restart all over again because of software, because they don't understand the damage the software can do. All right. I use Grammarly myself. Because I know better than the Grammarly. I know Grammarly. Okay. Then when you go for defense training, PowerPoint, and so on. And then once you finish all these steps, these are our consultancy steps that we help students when they're stuck at certain point. Once you finish all here, when you're coming to chapter 4, when you are here, you have to, step 9, you have to update back your literature matrix. When you do your chapter 5 and you do your alignment, you must update back your literature matrix. Have to. Because by then there are new papers already. Make sure you update. Okay. You update, then only final proofreading, you go for your Viva. All right. There's a question is here. Is it safe to say that the database shared earlier contain reliable and quality journal articles? Databases. Which database? Can you repeat the question again, Ms. Punita? Okay. So here, then from here, when you have the literature table already, you can easily extract papers. And you can reuse the literature table into your papers. SLR have different kind of table. Concept paper will have different kind of table. It's not the same. Concept paper is based on narrative review. This is also part of our consultancy that we provide. Concept paper is based on narrative review. Okay. To know more on how to extract papers, go and watch my previous videos on journals. I've already explained how to extract papers. And those are the services that we provide in Proofreading by UK PhD. Okay. So SLR, you have SLR method of doing, crunching down. My dear friend Harold is very good at that. Go to his workshop, learn SLR is very important. Concept paper is basically based on narrative review. Both also needs table. Then you go SLR meta analysis also needs literature table. And then empirical paper, you can or not include a literature table. It's fine. Wherever you go, you will use this literature table throughout your whole PhD journey or your publication journey. Why this 1, 2, 3, 4? These are the papers that you can write at the minimal amount in your PhD. You can. If you think you can write papers, these 4 papers is definitely doable. Okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Another question here. Your first line, Dr. Elsevier. Yeah, those are very reliable journals that you can look into. All right. Okay, so for those who are still working on the thesis, don't worry if you're stuck. We are providing ultimate thesis package in terms of language, formatting, and translation services all together up to 30% discount. We are still keeping the discount on because there is demand, so I keep continuously promoting it. All right, these are actual results from my previous client who's a senior lecturer on UITM. We are also official proofreader for Mardi at Mardi certain projects, Medical Journal, MABMS, GSB, USM Special Project, USIM, UPM, UMK, certain faculties, certain schools, UKM, Unimas, and so on. So even if you're not part of these schools, you can always come to us. All right. and we are the only firm that provide language warranty. So don't worry if our proofreading is not okay. At the end, we will try to resolve. Okay, humans can never be perfect, but the important part is the attitude to not let you go. We will make sure that we are there to assist you, provided you don't change anything after our proofreading. That's the most important requirement. Okay, so this is special promotion. You can go to our Facebook page. Okay, I don't want to click now because then it goes to my Facebook page. You go to my Facebook page, go to album. In the album, you can find a lot of theses. You can check out the samples. You can know which area we have worked on. Okay, we have openly published them so you can know our capability. All right. In terms of consultancy, if you're stuck in your PhD, you cannot move forward. You cannot graduate before time. You're already more than graduate after time. We have enabled many graduate after time to graduate. Okay, I mean, many people who have exceeded 3 years to graduate. Many have came to me in tears before in this same office. Okay, I've seen many tears before, and now they are senior lecturers and lecturers in Malaysia, in Arab countries, and so on. I've okay, thankfully I could do that, which is, you know, apart from business, is a very true pleasure for me. So if you're stuck, publication, content editing, thesis, how to do thesis examiner response, how to prepare for defense your viva, how to do PhD proposal, thesis to journal conversion, data analysis interpretation, we are master of these areas. Okay, you don't need to worry. If you're stuck, make sure you ask for help. Don't sit there idly. If workshop's not helping you anymore, go and get personalized help. The important part is you must finish on time or before time. You cannot drag too long. That is very, very crucial. If you can do everything on your own, that's fantastic. Don't ask for help. Move on. If you think you cannot, then immediately ask for help. Okay, we are here to help. My office is in Cyberjaya. You can always come and visit me after COVID. Okay, after COVID, or we can always do a Zoom call. You can always call me up. All right, thank you very much. Oh yeah, about this, we have almost 70 plus consultants, mostly Malaysian PhDs, as part of my firm, who will help you. Don't worry about which field you are from. Don't worry from which subject area. Okay, so I hope the session was very helpful. Let me look at some questions. Doctor, if we taking from Miss Nantia, Doctor, if we taking some definition of the articles, do we need to change the sentence structure, or we just copy and paste? No, you cannot copy and paste. You have to paraphrase. Definitely, otherwise your authority will be very high. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Questions? Doctor, should we have same sequence of articles when you discuss those and put literature review metrics form? I think you can go chronologically in terms of years or methodology wise. Okay, so that's all for today. If you haven't shared the session, please make sure you share. Do help on others out there so that they can move forward as well. If you haven't tagged your friends, please tag them. Okay, tag their name there so they'll come back and watch this whole session. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I really appreciate it. You have spent 1 hour of your time. Thank you very much. Next Wednesday, don't forget, we're talking about journal, how to handle rejections. And then the follow, I think that's all. I think the November program is finishing. I think we have one more. Let me just quickly go back to upcoming classes. Please stay with me. Okay, so next one will be what are the main aspects of a paper getting rejected, 4th November. And then after that, oh, important, 7th November, how to write a problem statement. Yeah, I have to prepare for that. Okay, so see you on 4th November and 7th November. Make sure you guys join us. Make sure you share the session, tag, inform your friends to join us. It's free. It's just not motivation every day. Okay, it's actual content we are giving you on top of motivation as well. Okay, this is where you can find me. All right, that is where you can find me. Come and find me here. All right, so thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you next week. All right, thank you. Thanks.